Today's material is a raw, impassioned reaction transcript, delving into complex internet drama, specifically examining serious allegations of manipulation and harassment orchestrated by a major content creator against her fans and peers.
Right, and jumping right into the feedback. While this source material features a very strong, authentic, emotional core and incredibly compelling raw evidence, it really requires significant editorial refining to maximize its impact.
It really does. I mean, the evidence is undeniable, right? You have these meticulously documented behaviors from the main antagonist, Gabbie.
Yeah, the text messages, the leaked private videos.
Exactly, and the author shows such deep empathy for victims like Gracie and Jen. It makes a really strong case.
The raw passion is absolutely there. You can feel it. But I think we both agree that the execution is, well, it's pretty scattered.
Definitely.
Right, so our critique today is going to focus on 3 key lenses to help tighten this up. We're looking at structure and flow, completeness and focus, and tone and style.
Perfect. Let's start with structure and flow. Here is the core issue for this section. The narrative impact of the core allegations is significantly diluted by the frequent inclusion of unrelated personal anecdotes in live stream housekeeping.
Oh man, this happens so much.
Right? The material frequently breaks away from its very serious subject matter, like Gabbie's systemic manipulation of her fans, to discuss completely unrelated topics.
Which is just, it's jarring.
It breaks the tension entirely. It confuses the narrative through line and diminishes the pacing. I was thinking about it like, imagine watching a tense courtroom thriller, right?
Okay, yeah.
And the lead attorney is right in the middle of their closing arguments, but then they pause to ask the jury for restaurant recommendations.
That is such a good analogy. It completely takes you out of the moment.
Exactly. You lose all the momentum.
That's clearly laid out. I wonder, though, if we've considered how these breaks affect a viewer who isn't already deeply invested in the narrator's daily life.
Oh, that's a great point. If you're just there for the investigation, you don't care about their travel plans.
Right. You're just trying to follow the facts. So the suggestion here is pretty straightforward. You need to restructure the piece by strictly compartmentalizing the live stream housekeeping and personal tangents from the core investigative essay.
Or just remove the tangents entirely to maintain a focused, driving narrative.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's give some concrete examples from the text.
Okay, so move all those announcements regarding the Toronto show, the Canadian Trade promo code.
And the VidCon recap.
Yes, the VidCon recap, and that story about confronting Ned Fulmer. Take all of that and move it to a completely separate housekeeping section at the very beginning or the very end of the piece.
Just get it away from the evidence.
Exactly. Another glaring example is when the material details Gracie's severe mental health struggles.
Oh, when she was in the residential treatment center.
Right. The narrator literally pauses that heavy, dark topic to shout out Paige Christie.
Yeah, and then discusses hunting down a specific vape brand in California that Alexa Nicholas.
It's wild. You have to completely remove that tangent. Keep the focus entirely on Gracie's experience in that moment.
Definitely. And the real-time moderation comments need to go too. Like stopping to assign a VIP badge to the user Fat Chat.
Oh my gosh, yes. It completely interrupts the flow of the reaction. Just cut it.
Right, just edit it out. Okay, let's move on to our second lens, completeness and focus.
Yes, and the main topic sentence here is that the extensive defense of the narrator's own past content inadvertently centers the story on the narrator's ego rather than the actual victims of the manipulation.
This is a really common.
It is. I was looking at the notes, and the narrator spends a massive amount of time defending their posting schedule, explaining their delayed response due to traveling, and
justifying why they previously platformed Alyssa.
Exactly. They do that by drawing all these long parallels to their own past with Colleen Ballingen.
Right, and context is helpful, sure.
But this repetitive self-defense just bogs down the narrative. It totally detracts from Jen Dent and Gracie's evidence.
Building on that point, what if we looked at it from the perspective of the victim?
Yeah, how would they feel?
Right. Is there a risk that focusing solely on defending the narrator's integrity might overshadow Jen and Gracie's voices?
I mean, absolutely. If I'm Jen and I'm pouring my heart out about being harassed and the narrator keeps stopping the video to defend their own channel, I'd feel completely sidelined.
Exactly. So the suggestion here is to condense all of that self-defense and all those apologies into a single, concise preamble.
Oh, I like that. Put it right at the start.
Yeah. Acknowledge the context, set aside your personal ego, and then firmly pivot the spotlight onto the primary evidence.
So for a concrete example, instead of repeatedly pausing Jen Dent's video to re-explain the VidCon absence, and the Colleen Ballinger parallels.
Right, you just synthesized this into one sharp opening statement.
Like, I previously covered Alyssa's video because of similarities to my own experiences, but I was missing the full context. I apologize to Jen, and today we are centering her evidence to correct the record.
Boom, that's it. That's all you need to say.
It takes 10 seconds and then you move on. And another really concrete thing you can do. When Jen Dent criticizes the narrator for moving too fast in the past, do not interrupt the video to complain about audiences being hypocritical about posting speeds.
Yes, that defensive reflex is so strong, but you have to fight it.
Just let Jen speak, accept the criticism quietly, and keep the focus on Gabbie's actions.
It shows so much more maturity, and it keeps the narrative focused on the actual antagonist.
Exactly. Okay, so our final lens for today is tone and style.
This one is huge for this specific script.
It really is. The topic sentence for this critique is, the juxtaposition of grave accusations with lighthearted internet slang creates a jarring tonal dissonance that undermines the severity of the evidence being presented.
Yeah, the tonal whiplash here, it was intense.
Because the material addresses incredibly heavy, dark topics. We're talking anorexia, substance abuse, forged legal cease and desists,
Swatting?
swatting, and weaponized false allegations of child assault.
These are life-ruining allegations.
They are. But the narrator frequently reacts to these dark revelations with like flippant internet slang, superficial aesthetic observations, or these extreme exclamations.
It just doesn't fit the gravity of the room.
Not at all. It's like treating a discussion about a false child assault rumor like it's a reality TV spat. It strips the victims of their dignity.
That makes sense, but could the presentation style be intentionally informal to connect with a specific demographic?
I mean, maybe. That's how T channels usually operate.
Right. Even so, how might we adjust the vocabulary during the darkest revelations to ensure the gravity isn't lost?
Well, the suggestion is to actively calibrate the emotional response and vocabulary to match the specific gravity of the evidence being presented. You have to reserve casual or humorous commentary strictly for lighter moments.
Yeah, you can't mix them. Let's look at some concrete examples from the draft. When analyzing the deeply disturbing leaked videos of Gabbie and Peyton.
Oh, where they are discussing how to subtly spread a false child assault rumor to drama channels?
Yes, that part. The narrator uses colloquialisms like, "This is deeply unserious."
Yeah. You have to replace phrases like that with a more measured, analytical breakdown of the horrific power dynamics at play.
Exactly. Deeply unserious makes it sound like a joke.
It really does. And if you're commenting on aesthetics, like there's a part where they say Jen Dent's glasses are fierce.
Or noting that another creator is growing into their hair.
Right. If you have to include that stuff, ensure those remarks are clustered during the very beginning setup phase.
Do not insert them immediately after discussing a forged legal document or a victim being swatted in Albuquerque.
It's just so disrespectful to the victims.
Totally. Another example, avoid using phrases like, "She ate her the fuck up."
Oh, I remember that part. That was right after summarizing Jen Dent's final desperate plea for Gabbie to leave her alone.
Yeah, it's a moment of profound exhaustion and trauma. Saying "she ate her the fuck up" completely misreads the...
You should opt instead to highlight the emotional exhaustion and the strength of Jen's statement. Drop the internet slang completely there.
It elevates the whole piece when you match your tone to the evidence.
It really does. So let's briefly recap our core takeaways today. The source material is deeply compelling, but it needs to tighten its structure by removing live stream tangents.
Right. Get rid of the housekeeping in the middle.
Second, it needs to shift its focus away from the narrator's self-defense to actually center the victims.
Keep the ego out of it.
Exactly. And finally, refine its tone to properly respect the gravity of the allegations.
So, summarizing the actionable suggestions, compartmentalize housekeeping notes to the ends of the piece, condense personal apologies into a single preamble, and match your vocabulary and reactions to the severity of the topics being discussed.
Yes, that will make this piece so much stronger.
We warmly invite the listener to apply these structural and tonal edits to their script and submit it back to the critique for a follow-up review. We'd love to see the next draft.
We really would. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.